In recent weeks, I've used these videos several times to call for a ceasefire in Gaza, and I think that's an incredibly important thing that we should continue to call for, and I think that the UK government should get on board with that and push for that. But I wonder the extent to which people actually know about what we as a nation are doing in the region. So you may not be aware, because it's not really being reported, that MPs have now been told by the Ministry of Defence that any questions they ask about what is going on at the RAF Akrotiri base in Cyprus will not be answered. They are not allowed to have any information about what we're doing. That's the nearest UK military base to Tel Aviv. We do know that this morning, I'm recording this on Monday 20th of November, an A400M military transport aircraft left RAF Akrotiri and it went to Tel Aviv. They won't tell us what was on that aircraft. It's a huge thing. It would carry 37 tons of munitions. It would carry 116 soldiers. You could put a Chinook helicopter on that aircraft. It's that big. We don't know what they've taken out there. We do know that there have been more than 30 such flights since Israel began its offensive in the Gaza Strip. And we do know, because weirdly, on the 27th of October, the Sun newspaper reported that SAS troops had been sent to RAF Akrotiri and that they were on standby. And we know that shortly after that, the UK government issued a warning to newspapers that they should not report any further updates on what the SAS were doing in the region. So we're like in the dark about what they're doing. And you can kind of say, oh, well, we're only supporting what's going on there. But if you manufactured the weapons, sold them the weapons, transported the weapons, gave them the aircraft from which the weapons will be dropped, trained the people who dropped the weapons, loaded the weapons onto the craft, the fact that the finger that pushes the button belongs to somebody who is Israeli doesn't exactly clear your conscience of war crimes. And there is every chance that what's going on now is going to end up with Grant Shapps in front of the ICC answering questions about the UK's part in war crimes, which we know are ongoing. And we're just not allowed to know what's going on. But we do know a bit about what's going on. We know that there's been so much pressure on the president of Cyprus that he's actually issued a statement saying that he doesn't want the island used as a war base. He wants it used only for humanitarian purposes. And he's having to defend the situation because people in Cyprus are complaining that they don't want to be dragged into this and that they don't want to be responsible for war crimes. We also know that newspapers within Israel are reporting that weapons they've received from the US have come through Cyprus. And this is supposed to be 2023 and we are supposed to live in a democracy. I understand that intricate details of military operations can't be provided immediately to the public on every occasion for reasons of safety and security and to keep people in our military safe and, so that it comes as a surprise. But honestly, I don't think anyone in Gaza is currently going to be surprised when yet more bombs rain down. Many of them manufactured in the UK. The fact is that it is extremely likely that we are very, very intrinsically involved in war crimes that are currently being committed. And worse still, we're not even being told about that. We're a democracy. The press has a right to know, the press has a right to report on these things, and MPs have a right to know, and we all have a right to know, and a right to object to it. Increasingly, the mainstream media is terrible at informing the public of what is really going on. I'm only able to make these videos because people are generous enough to sponsor me making them, and if you're able to be a part of that, I would hugely appreciate it. It can cost as little as $1 a month and you'll get loads of fun bonus content and lots of extras from me and my undying gratitude. I also massively appreciate it if you're able to like, share these videos and let people out there know what's going on.